Clair Obscure Expedition 33. Now, I've had people message me and say, why haven't you put any videos about this game on your channel? And honestly, it's because I've been playing it and just playing it and playing it. Sometimes a game comes out and you don't want to do anything else. I've been staying up till 2 in the morning playing Clair Obscure. I love it so much. I'm so glad to see all the love it's getting from the community, from the world, because it deserves it. It's just a rare game that's just so original and so fun to play, and so engrossing that you just can't stop. So I'm gonna try something different. I'm gonna do a review of the game because I'm not quite sure what to do with 36 hours of footage that I have. If I want to just put it all out for people to sit with me and play and watch, or what. So at least I'm gonna get a review out so people can see it, because I love it. So with that, let's dig into it. The story. The story is about you leading Expedition 33 to take on the Paintress. Every year, the Paintress counts down a number. So when you start the game, it's at 34. And it's the day of where she paints the next number, which is 33 down, right? Next number down, 33. And anybody that's older than 33 dies. So if you're 34, you die on that day that she paints that number. Or I should say you fade away. So it starts with a sad event. It starts kind of resolving you, why are you doing this? And it's kind of it stays doing that throughout the whole story. It's focused while being, there'll be parts that are funny, but it always kind of stays on track that you have to get to the Paintress and take her out before the year's up and she goes to 32, and everybody in your team will die. So what I like about it is its drive, is that the story drives you forward for a darn good reason. And you learn some twists and turns along the way, and by the time you get to the end of the game, you're definitely not where you started. And that's great. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to do any spoilers. I'll just say the story is top tier. Let's talk about the graphics. The graphics are really, really good.
The plan doesn't change.
I don't think there's too much in the graphics that took me out of it. What I really liked is that as you take damage, your character gets dirtier. There's little details. There's just very little details. So here's my little detail. Like, let's say you come out of let's say you get into a fight. And we'll talk about the combat system. But let's say you get into a fight. And it was particularly brutal, but you survived it. The cutscenes after, you're cut, you're dirty, like you actually just fought something, right? I thought it was such a cool thing. And then when you heal, you look nice and clean again. But I love that, because that after doing a hard boss fight, and there's plenty of them, there's plenty of boss fights in here, you just look like you went into a fight. You just fought for your life. So I thought that was great. I think the costume design is really good. I think the design in general was really good. Here's what I would say to people, is what this game reminded me of was almost like a Japanese RPG with a Souls-like. And I don't mean that in that it was hard. You have to get your parrying down. But you definitely... The creature designs, I would say the design of just going around the world was really good, and we'll get into that. So yeah, the graphics were amazing. So many cool things happening on screen at once. The interface, I'll say the interface is really good too. Along with that, I mean, you can see, look at this environment. So the graphics and the art design, so maybe I'm putting the art design in with the graphics, but they just did so well. The hair looks really good. The characters look phenomenal. And honestly, as part of the art design, I'll say, while everything looks phenomenal, you get some great costumes as you explore the world. So let's talk about the world, as we're talking about the graphics and the design. It is one of those where you're in this like zone and you go through the story piece of it, and then it puts you out into this open world where you and your kind of a JRPG thing, right, where you can see enemies and you can go to these other areas, and as the story goes along, I'm not going to give too much away about it, but you'll be able to access different parts of the world as you get farther in the game through a great character named SK. So I won't go too much into that. I don't want to do spoilers, but it's so fantastic to go around this world and see there's places you can go that aren't too hard, and then there's places where you go in and you get one hit killed until you get farther in the game and you level up. So the world design is fantastic too. That's why I had 36 hours on the game, is that I wanted to just keep playing. I wanted to keep exploring, looking for things that I hadn't seen before, and it rewards you for that. The more you look, the more you'll find.
Hey, you holding up? We're almost there.
Holding up. Everywhere we go, just death. Death and more death. Everywhere we go, just death. I don't want to see that anymore.
Look, my
I
Elliot.
thought you would understand. You said you spent your immortality burying the people around you. Doesn't any of this bother you?
Let's talk about the audio. The voice actors are phenomenal in this game, and we have some big stars. I mean, we have Charlie Cox, who is he plays Daredevil in the Marvel TV show, in the Netflix TV show. You have Ben Starr. Ben Starr is a little well known for his voice work. Andy Serkis plays a character. Everybody does phenomenal in this game. And on top of that, they're boosted by a really good soundtrack, just really catchy music, battle music, themes for the game, the background stuff. It's all, what I love about it is that it's very French, because made by French developers, and they got to make that's why I said, it's maybe it's not a JRPG, maybe it's a FRPG, it's a French RPG, because they take the JRPG systems and make it their own. The combat system is turn-based, as maybe you've been seeing behind me. In that, turn-based meaning you take your turns when you play. The system around the combat is great. So like you level up, you can unlock skills, but the thing I think that makes a really good game is when those systems tie together, right? So you find in the world, you find weapons, you find pictos. Pictos you can equip to your character, and after 4 battles with those pictos equipped, you can equip them as passives and then equip new pictos. You only have a certain amount you can do there, but I'll say that it's just a really cool system of speccing out your character, right? So for example, one of the characters is Lune. She is a magic user. You can go down certain paths of, does she use fire magic? Does she use earth magic? And what those abilities can do. And you might have pictos that help those out. And you can really do some great builds with these characters based on the pictos and the weapons and the skills. In fact, they give you the ability to reset your points, because early game versus mid game versus late game is very different, and you're going to want to respec for the late game, believe me. Some of those characters, some of those boss fights are brutal. Yeah, I would say the combat system is very engaging too, because a lot of people are like, oh, so I push a button and it does it. Yes, but it gives you prompts for the damage. Like if you don't do the prompts and just let it go, you're not going to get as much damage. So it kind of keeps you engaged while you're playing, which is fantastic. So as you can tell, I really like the game. Is there anything that I didn't like about it? No. No, that's and I'm trying to think. Maybe there is some story pieces that I missed because it is a very involved story. You definitely have characters that are doing. There's definitely pieces. I won't give it away, but there's pieces that you have to pay attention to. And I think there was a few times where I was like, wait a second. I was thinking about it. I had to really think about it. They tell a very good story, but you definitely have to pay attention while they're, while the cutscenes are happening. So yeah, I would definitely give it. We do ratings here, 1 through 5. I would give it a 5 out of 5. If I could give it higher, I would. And you can see that in the Metacritic score. So thanks everybody for sticking with me while I talk about Clair Obscure. I guess gush over it. But I would say play it for yourself. The nice thing is it's like $50. It's lower than a lot of games, and it's got more content than plenty of other games. There's so much you can do in this game. Hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. I would love to answer them, but I also want to know what you guys think I should do with all the content. Should I just put it out for you guys to watch? Maybe break it into episodes? I really kind of want to do episodes where it's almost like a TV show, just because I think that would be a lot of fun to challenge myself with. But you guys let me know. Alright everybody, like and subscribe. Catch you on the next video.
As long as we don't touch the flowers.
Yeah, let's not get too sentimental. It's still a painter's creation.